Alright, welcome back to Do It Your Damn Self. We have had the same refrigerator in our house for over 30 years. It's an old Kenmore. It was built to last back then, and it may have been built too well and it lasted too long because Kenmore, unfortunately, is no longer a valid company. It's been taken over by people who bought it out. So, they made things too well, and it has lasted all this time. The refrigerator is still kicking ass. The ice maker is no longer kicking ice, so we have to replace that. I will show you how to look in there and see the model numbers and hopefully diagnose what the issue is. Your issue may be different than mine, but we'll see. We'll check it out right now. Alright, first thing we need to do, clear some space. Get this out of there. It's time to pull this out and replace it. I'll show you where the bolts are on this thing. This is your ice maker. Since we've already diagnosed that this is the issue here, it starts to turn just like it is right now, but then it just stops and you hear like a clicking sound. So it's getting water, it is getting electricity, but it is just not turning strong enough to turn the ice out of there when it is full of ice. So what we need to do is disconnect it. There are 3 bolts. One is back here, one is right here, and one is up under here. Okay, they're loose. Before you take this off and get too carried away, make sure the water valve is turned off to this thing. Just find the water to it. There should be a shut off. Just turn it shut. Alright, now that we've got these loose, all you have to do is pick up on it. Just let it hang there. This is our disconnect. If you need to, we'll get a flathead screwdriver and unplug it, but it should just come unplugged out of there. Here is the new part on Amazon. I checked out the part numbers, make sure it was compatible with my refrigerator. Anytime you can just buy a part and replace it and not replace the entire thing, I'm all about that. And this is not too expensive, and it will be on my porch in the morning. All I had to do to get it out, move that tab just a little bit right there. Took a screwdriver and moved it out and just let go. This whole thing was doing its job. It was getting cold. It's still really cold down here. The only thing it wasn't doing well is turning. So it has seen its day, unfortunately. But as predicted, Amazon has sent us a brand new one. And hopefully it'll be the right one. I checked the model number and it synced up, so let's unbox this thing and see if it is the same. It looks extremely similar. We'll see about what's on the inside. Look at that, perfect. 2 things we need to do. Remove the wiring harness from the old unit. So a little tab right there is push that in. This will slide right out. Might take a little bit of work, but that'll come right out of there. Also, the new unit does not have any cutouts here right now. This is a universal unit. You have a cutout here and a cutout right here that could be used. This is not being utilized on this one. Make sure this is cut out. There are some lines right here. You can just take a sharp knife very carefully and cut that out of there. Just remove that, make it look like that. Like that. If it doesn't fit in here, don't force it. If it doesn't fit, you have the wrong unit. Just right. this out. Now that piece is out of there, you can sand that smooth if you want to, but it's really not necessary. And if you do, make sure you get all the shavings out of there, because it will get in your ice, and that will put a damper on whatever drink you choose. If it's a Jack and Coke or just a Sprite or whatever, either one of those would be very bad having plastic in there. So that would put a damper on your cool drink in the afternoon. Time to take the mounting bracket off. I'm just going to use this one on the new unit. That way I know for a fact that all the holes will match up in my refrigerator. This one looks like it'll match up just fine, but I like using the old one. I will use the new screw though. It looks like it's a little bit thinner. Leave that just a little bit loose, that way I know I can move that around a little bit when it gets in the refrigerator. On the new unit, the arm on here is not connected. Carefully pull it off. It's just sitting loose in here just for shipping. Carefully pull that off. What we need to do is that end right there. It's going to fit right in that hole. Make sure we can see that right there. Put it in there in the down position. Okay, don't force it. Make sure it goes in there nice and easy. That end and that side, this end right there. That's how it should look. When it changes out the ice, this arm will come up, it will fill, it will go back down again. Right, we are ready to mount this thing. Alright, just like before, this is where it plugs in. These are the two studs they're going to hang this on. Alright, everything is in place. Leave this in the up position, that is turned off, until you get this all totally just like you want it. Turn on the water. Make sure your electrical connection is all hooked up, ready to go. Turn on the water and switch that on. Alright, here it is the next morning. It is making ice, thank goodness. Alright, first few rounds of those, just toss them away. Then after that, they'll be good. Alright, you gotta love an easy fix. If your ice maker is turning and all the control arm is moving up and down, make sure you're getting water to the unit. It could be just as simple as changing out the filter. If it is not turning at all and it's not doing anything, make sure the electrical plug is plugged in, like it may have just worked itself loose over time. So mine was just plain not turning, and it had power and it was getting water, so it told me change out the unit, and I did. I was glad it was a easy fix, and the part was easily had from Amazon. So here's to doing it your damn self. Hopefully you are keeping nice and cool and have plenty of ice for this coming summer. Love you guys.